So if you want to reverse the flow of energy, this is highly dependent on the positioning of the feet. So specifically, it involves the heels and toe. So for example, if I want to draw the leg up to kick, this is best done with the heel in the closed position rather than that way. I'm more stable and grounded if the big toe is slightly pointed in, and this turns the heel in also. So the heel grounds the foot and the big toe turns it inwards. So the toes are responsible for turning the big toe and the heel is responsible for grounding. So I can draw up in a grounded sense and then turn the heel, and this reverses the flow of energy from down to up, from down, grounded, to up, and I can do that. Just by maintaining this connection to the toe, which presses into the floor, turning the heel, which reverses the flow of energy, the chi, the prana, from down to up. So this is in meditation. Often people will sit in meditative postures, the lotus position, crossing their legs, both legs, with the heels pointing up. So this heel pointing up reverses the flow of prana in yoga to the upward position. This is why in martial arts or yoga you'll see crane pose. This is raising the heel up whilst also maintaining a stable base, pressing the heel into the inside leg. Excuse me, it's a bit windy out here. And maintaining this connection. So these are some examples. Now the thumbs do the same thing. When we turn in with the punch, we turn the hand in to create an extension which is also grounded. So by turning the thumbs in, we can also centralize the energy outwards. If we try and punch out here, there's not this straight line of energy. So to reverse the flow from down to up, we simply turn the heel out and then back in to step down. Heel starts in, and then draws back. So if you want to do a double kick, let's say, the heel can stay out, so you can just land the second kick rather than going back down, repeating. Sometimes useful to kick twice. With the left leg, it's the same. If I simply open from here, yes, I get the turning power. I don't start off with the grounded stability. So, one way to ensure the upward flow of energy is first grounded, is to be slightly facing in with the heels and toe, and then when we raise the leg we can open up and this controls the whole movement. This works with footwork. From a grounded position, I can step out anywhere and then reground myself. I kick in, I can turn out, ground myself, out, ground. And also, if we punch, you can extend in, heel slightly opens, this one turns across so that we're more grounded. It's not just a passive turn, it's actually a turning of the heel and then back to the grounded position. So there are many aspects to this, many examples. It works very well in kicking, as we've seen. Draw the leg up. Here, if we're slightly centralised, even turned in, this allows us to centralise through the heels and feet. When the feet are together, there's a more centralised energy which is ready to thrust up. Then we turn out, and then we come back. So this is a turning of the big toe, which turns the heel and allows us to kick with ease, but also with power. So one way this is used in stances is long stance. If we want to step forward, we have to push through from the heel through the toe and then go forwards. Same thing, going back, I open out slightly. So this involves pivoting of the heel outwards and in. So from here, drawing back in, using a pivot of the heel. I won't go into too much detail, but just play around with moving, pivoting from the heel to the toe, whether that's in dynamic footwork, or you might be changing, whether that's in point fighting styles, where you might be changing. Moving around, when that's in wrestling, you might be avoiding the takedown. Excuse me, there's a bit of moss growing there. But even so, I didn't slip because I was stable and mobile. So this is how we can use the turn of the heel from inside, turning the heel out to raise the energy up and then down again. So you can practice whether that's punching, turning into the punch and then to draw back, this turn of the heel back to the starting position. So a good example with the punching is when we do an uppercut. If the thumbs are in, it's difficult to turn. If you turn the thumb out, this raises the energy upwards. And if we turn that heel in, like so, pressing with the toe in, like so, then there's a turn of the upper body which corresponds to the toes and heel. So this isn't a case of a technique where we purposely and mechanically just move the heels around. It's more to do with just a natural tendency that we can promote and draw attention to, which happens whether we like it or not. You'll see jiu-jitsu fighters often in a fairly open stance. This actually drives the energy up, but it stops them being grounded to be able to quickly evade and use the footwork, which they don't really need. But in the context of movement in general, martial arts in general, it can be beneficial to turn the toes in for stability, increased stability, turn them out for upward ascension. So there's a combination of the two. We can dynamically chop and change constantly. We'll see in meditation, if you simply turn your palms upwards, the energies tend to rise further. We turn them downwards. This tends to give us sinking, grounding effect on the system. So by turning the hands, focusing on the heels and toes, we can increase the power and upward, downward flow in synchronization with what we need to do.